Hi, my name is Brittany Kearney, and I'm currently pursuing my Master's of Fine Arts in the Creative Writing for Entertainment field at Full Sail University. I obtained my Bachelor's of Fine Arts in the same program, also at Full Sail. When I think about where I want to be in 5, 10, 20 years, my mind goes to other writers like J.K. Rowling. I want to be able to make a difference in someone's life with my words and the worlds that I create. J.K. created a world over the course of 7 books and 8 subsequent movies that impacted an entire generation and helped to shape our childhoods. While I don't know if I'll ever reach those heights, it would be enough for me if I could do that for just one person. It's taken a long time for me to get here. I'm 28 years old right now, and I've been creating stories for as long as I can remember and writing them down since I was about 8. I finally made the decision to pursue this dream of mine in July of 2015. I've been a student at Full Sail for almost 3 years now. I don't know if anyone can ever truly become a master in their field because there's just so much to know and always something new to learn. But I've shed a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get to where I am, and I know that I'm going to spend the rest of my life chasing my dream and trying to master my chosen field. Part of my journey has included reading Mastery by Robert Greene. In his book, Greene states, many of the greatest masters in history have confessed to experiencing some kind of force or voice or sense of destiny that has guided them forward. I can't say that I've ever heard a voice, but a force or sense of destiny could fit. I bounced around a lot in my life trying to find the right fit, but nothing's ever given me a sense of rightness or completion, like when I'm at my computer writing or have my notebook open and planning a new world and set of characters. Greene also provides a list of 5 stories from masters throughout history that illustrate different ways to find your life's calling. When Greene said, pay attention to all of them because you will almost inevitably encounter each one in some form, I didn't quite believe it. But as I kept reading, I found that he was right and that I connected with each in a different way. The first strategy is to return to your origins. Here, he spoke about Marie Curie and Ingmar Bergman, how they started off with a childhood interest that followed them into adulthood and ultimately their lifelong careers. This struck a chord with me because it parallels my own journey. Ultimately, I took this particular strategy to mean that even if you get lost along the way, going back to what you feel is home, going back to basics, can help you reset and open your eyes. Occupy the perfect niche. This one I haven't encountered yet. For Ramachandran and Masuoka, they had many different interests and struggled to find their perfect path. So instead of finding one, they each broke barriers and created new ones. But it was the meaning behind the strategy that got me. Be bold enough to color outside the lines so that you can carve out your own spot in this world. Avoid the false path. Here, Greene talks about Mozart and how he allowed his father to influence his life's path. It was only when Mozart broke free of his father that he was truly happy and was free to do his best work. Basically, only you know what is right for you. If you let outside influences affect you, you can be pushed off the track that you're meant to be on. Let go of the past. Freddie Roach, who trained in boxing from the time that he was a boy. The boxer who grew to hate his sport. That same boxer who ultimately came back, adapted, and became a successful trainer. A man who let go of what was and fell in love with his craft again. The biggest insight one can gain from this story is actually pretty cliche, but true. You can't let the past define you. You have to let it go and keep moving forward because you can't change the past. You can only change your present to build a better future. And finally, the strategy that I relate to the most. Find your way back. Here, Greene talks about Buckminster Fuller. Fuller spent a good portion of his young life chasing money. I attended college 3 separate times before coming to Full Sail. Twice in the medical field, once in criminal justice, because I didn't want to be in the same boat as my parents. I tried to go into these fields because of the money, not for the love of the profession. Fuller, lost and beaten down by his financial situation, was going to attempt suicide. While it wasn't because of financials, I attempted suicide. But, like Fuller, I came out on the other side because I was meant for more than dying too young. Fuller decided that he wouldn't let anyone influence him but himself. I shook off all the naysayers and cut out all the people in my life who laughed at the fact that I wanted to be a writer or tried to talk me out of it because it wasn't a guaranteed paycheck. Like Fuller, I decided that pursuing something that I love and that makes me happy is better than a stable life. If you love what you do, everything else will follow. In conclusion, I'll leave you with a quote from Greene that resonates deeply with me, if only because I learned it so long ago. You must listen to the message of this frustration, this pain, and let it guide you as clearly as Fuller's voice guided him. It's a matter of life and death.